It's that time again, back again for another Series 138 this time, between two teams from the history of the game. Glad you're with us this time. Glad you're continuing to follow us and be part of this enjoyable experience of really seeing what baseball history has to offer. And when two teams from different eras and the great past of this game get together, anything can happen. And I also always encourage people to research some of these teams. There's so much there that you can't cover in just a 7-game series. The rich history of the game is worth going through, from the early stages to the golden age to the modern age. Ups and downs of our great game, and it's still going strong. As sitting here in the off season for Major League Baseball and some of the new spending sprees by teams in the multi-millions of dollars, it really tells you the popularity of the game and its continuing strength. But that's another topic for another day. Let's quickly introduce our teams and then get straight to the action. We have here two more new teams, and our first combatant in Series 138 is going to be the 1961 St. Louis Cardinals, a team that was led by a couple of managers, but had a winning record at 80 and 74. The Cardinals were very, very good in the 40s, dropped off a bit in the 50s, but in the 60s they were ready and poised to make a run again. And some of the younger talent now was coming into its own. But we have to introduce first 40-year-old Stan Musial, who was a relic of the past, a Hall of Famer who was still going at it at 40, 288 with 107 hits at that age, 15 homers, 70 RBIs. Musial continued to play well even in his latter years, and an amazing career to say the least by Stan the Man, as he's part of this team. And along with him, you see 23-year-old Curt Flood there, hitting .322. Flood putting together a good young career. Along with him, you have Julian Javier hitting .279 with 41 RBIs at second base. Bill White hit 20 home runs and 90 RBIs for this team. And Ken Boyer at third base, maybe the star of the team, .329 with 24 long ones, 95 RBIs, had 194 hits. So Boyer, maybe the most productive player at this time. Bill White at first base, also a good player. We mentioned him. Joe Cunningham, Bob Lillis rounding off the lineup. But I think the strength for the Cardinals and for the era is going to be in their pitching staff. And you can see here we have Ray Sadecki at only 20 years old, won 14 games and lost 10. His ERA at .372. And, of course, 25-year-old Bob Gibson, the ace of the team, a Hall of Famer, pitched in 211 innings. Also came out of the pen a little bit, so this was the first run really where Gibby was given the mantles as a starter. 13 and 12, .324, not in his prime yet at 25, but getting there. Definitely worth our attention. Larry Jackson, 14 and 11, a nice season. And then Curt Simmons and Ernie Broglio rounding off a rotation that was used interchangeably. Most teams didn't have 5 pitchers that were over 170 innings, but this Cardinals team did. The closer, Lindy McDaniel, with 9 saves coming out of the pen 55 times, and some of the other arms there in the Cardinal bullpen. So a good team, maybe not a great team in St. Louis, but they were building something really, really good. And the Cardinals, throughout their history, have always been competitive. And some young stars like Curt Flood and Bob Gibson making this team no different. Their opponents, however, is also a very good team. More modern here. It's our first appearance in a while of the Tampa Bay Rays. And we're taking a look here at Joe Maddon's team that won 96 games, lost 66. They had some rough luck in the postseason, losing to the Rangers 3-2. But Maddon won the division in the AL East. And just saying that alone is quite a feat, to upend the Yankees and the Red Sox and win the East. Not an easy task at all. Able to get it done were the Rays, led by a number of very good players. Ivan Longoria at 24 hit 22 homers, hit .294, coming into his own. Carl Crawford at .307. He stole 47 bases, 19 and 90. A great year for Crawford in his prime. Ben Zobrist also getting it done in the outfield at this time, but only hit .238, but his value to the roster is definitely important. He can move around, play a number of different positions. Carlos Pena at first base. He was batting under 200, but managed 28 homers and 84 RBI, a typical year for Pena. And we have Melvin Upton Jr. at only 25 playing on this team. He launched 18 home runs. And we have Sean Rodriguez, John Jaso, some of the other names rounding out the lineup, and Jason Bartlett playing at short. So some good players here. Longoria the star, it would appear. And also Carl Crawford, who could do it all, a 5-tool player at this time before injuries ravaged his career. He was surely getting it done. And on the mound, David Price, at only 24 years old, really coming into stardom. 272, he struck out 188 in his innings of work. Price becoming the star that everybody anticipated him to at this point. Matt Garza still very, very good, 15 and 10 at 391. He pitched over 200 innings. And James Big Game Shields also at 13 and 15, although his ERA was higher. We have Wade Davis, you might not recognize there, Jeff Neiman. But the big three of Price, Garza, and Shields make this team very good, formidable. You see why they won 96 games. And Rafael Soriano, impressive 45 saves and a 173 ERA. What a closer season he had with Lance Cormier, a setup man for this team. So Joe Madden had a good one. The Rays very good. They are going to be the favorites, but we got two winning teams, and anytime we have that, it makes for some exciting baseball. Best of 7 series, of course, is going to start off at the Trop in Florida, indoors for the home team, which will be the Rays, and we'll move to Sportsman's Park for the middle portion of this series. And you can see already the pitching matchups are going to be quite tasty. Game 1, you got Bob Gibson against David Price. Two young pitchers coming into their own. It should be exciting to watch, as this entire series will be. Series 138. Our game engine, of course, is out of the Park Baseball 20. Again, introducing the two teams of this series. We have the 1961 St. Louis Cardinals against the 2010 Tampa Bay Rays. Ready to get things started. It's going to be a good one. And heading out to Tropicana Field for Game 1, we are ready to start the action and get this series going. So here we go, Game 1 from St. Petersburg out in Florida, the Panhandle State here with their baseball indoors because of the frequent rain. And we are in the top of the second inning with Joe Cunningham facing Price and a man on. And this ball's lined past the first baseman. That's going to get down in there. Runner moving all the way to third, so we're going to have runners on the corners. And Carl Sawatsky is the hitter. He hits it to center field. Coming on over to make the play. Should be routine. The runner might tag here. The catch is made. Upton's going to throw the plate too late. And the Cardinals will take the first run of the series and take the early lead 1-0. We'll move bottom of the third now. Zobrist up there against Gibson. There's ball 4. That was a borderline pitch that Gibson does not get. So with 1 out, there's 2 men on. Melvin Upton, the hitter. Upton's going to lift this one to left. Play should be made there, routine. It is. Usual's got it. Still moving around well at 40 years old out there in left field. Here's Carl Crawford. Crawford will hit this one back to Gibson, who will go to first for the out. So the 1-0 game still intact. As we get past the early innings, we're in the fourth now. Matthew Joyce, the hitter. And Joyce is going to line this one to center field. It's going to get up against the wall. Man is on. He's going to try to score here. It is going to be a run for the Rays. Longoria scores, and it is 1-1 here on the RBI double by Joyce off of Gibson. So we move to the 6th. Expected pitching matchup we were anticipated is happening. 1-1 game, and Evan Longoria is at the plate with only 1 out. Gibson delivers, and Longoria goes deep to left all the way to the wall. He breaks the tie with a home run. Evan Longoria, a deep homer off Bob Gibson here to left field. It is 2-1 Rays. As Tropicana Field erupts with excitement, the home run by Longoria breaks the stalemate. We move to the 7th. Bossig is the hitter against Price. This one's lined to right field. It's going to drop in there for a 1-out single. Watsky now has the chance with the man on. This one's lined to the shortstop. Play is made there. Brignac catches it on a fly, and Julian Javier, the hitter. We are in the 8th inning. 2-1 game. This is lined up the middle for a single. It is hit number 6 for the Cardinals. And Kurt Flood, our hitter. Strikeout. Flood is caught swinging there. Elevated fastball for Noy, who's come in to pitch. And Stan Musial up there now with 1 out. Noy in relief. He's in the 40-year-old Hall of Famer here with a man on. And he walks him. On 4 straight pitches, Musial gets the walk. So with 1 out, the Cardinals threaded him. Ken Boyer walks it, strike 3. Benoit got him there. A nice pitch. So Boyer keeps the bat on his shoulder, and now it's up to Bill White with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. A 2-1 game. This one's lifted to right field, but should be playable. Coming in to make the grab is Joyce. We are still at 2-1. The home team hanging on here as we head to the 9th. And here comes Rafael Soriano to try to close it out. Cardinals trying to scrape back a run to tie this game. Soriano dominant for this team. And there's a ground ball to second. Play should be made. It is. Zobrist, who's moving around the diamond, makes the play at second. Here's Tossig with 1 out. Strikeout. Soriano gets him there with a fastball, a cut and a miss. 2 outs now. Sawatsky, the last hope here in this tight ball game. And Soriano close it out. Ground ball to Zobrist. He should have it. That'll do it. And the Rays win game number 1 in a very efficient way. A close game, a pitching matchup. Both teams getting great outings from their starters, as expected. Price and Gibson combined for 15 strikeouts. Price went 7th. Gibby went into the 7th. And Longoria 2 for 3 with that home run and 2 runs scored. He actually got the big home run that tied the game in the 4th inning, and the Rays were able to put the lead up on the 6th. Actually, Longoria scoring both runs in this game. Price the win, Gibson the loss, and Soriano the dominant arm in the 9th to end the game. The Rays do the job at home and take the edge here in this series early. It was a very well played game by both teams. You can see here no errors played and very efficient type of baseball game that I like to see. That's very well played and low scoring with some great pitching. So moving right along now, we're going to try to rebound here. At least the Cardinals are going to try to rebound as Kurt Simmons takes the mound against James Shields in a crucial game 2 at Tropicana Field. Let's see if the narrative of game 2 is any different than the opener. But I think we got 2 teams that got some very good arms, so we'll see if the low scores continue. Either way, the Cardinals are going to try to even this series before they head home, and the Rays try to defend their home field. Let's head out to Tampa now for game number 2 of this best of 7. Scoreless again. We're in the 3rd inning. Kurt Flood up there with 2 men on against Shields. Flood is going to line a single past the shortstop. 1 run is going to try to score. He gets in there, so Kurt Flood gives the visitors the lead here in the 3rd inning with a 2-out RBI single. We'll move to the 4th inning with Ken Boyer facing Shields, a 1-0 game. This ball's hit deep into left field. That's going to hook around the corner, and Boyer has a home run. Ken Boyer watches it go. A solo shot making it 2-0 here off James Shields. The Cardinals up early in this ball game, and we have a news flash as a no-hitter is being thrown on the Cardinals side, and the Cardinals look to add some runs as we're in the 6th inning here, and Ken Boyer, who's already homered, is at the plate. Boyer's going to do it again, deep to left field. Look up, say goodbye. Home run, Ken Boyer, his 2nd of the game. 3-0 now, Cardinals. Boyer in a groove here, not being fooled by Shields at all. It's 3-0. We've moved now to the bottom of the 6th. Still a no-no going on here by Curt Simmons. Melvin Upton at first with 2 outs, and Sean Rodriguez at the plate. High drama here in Tampa. This ball's lined to center field. There goes the no-hitter. A base hit breaks it open. Close play at third. Upton is in there. And we have now runners on the corners as the Rays get their first hit in the ball game through the bat of Sean Rodriguez. And Carl Crawford has a chance to do some real damage. He pops this one up with 2 outs. That should be easy. It is caught. Gramis has it, and the shutout continues even as the no-no goes by the wayside. We're in the 8th inning. Hopp is the hitter against Simmons, who's still in this game, pitching brilliantly. This one's hit to center field. It's going to drop in there, a 1-out single. Matthew Joyce, the hitter. This is line to left field. On the run. Play cannot be made. So with 1 out, the Cardinals in a little bit of trouble here as Melvin Upton and the Rays have a chance to get back into this game. Lindy McDaniel now the new pitcher. And there's a strikeout, a big one. A breaking pitch does the job for McDaniel. And Sean Rodriguez now with 2 outs and a chance at the plate. He hits it deep center field. That ball's got some carry all the way in there. It drops. Rodriguez with extra bases. He drives in a run. So it is 3-1 here as Rodriguez comes through. And Carl Crawford with the chance maybe to tie this game with a hit. There's 2 outs. But he strikes out. Going for it there. He misses the breaking pitch, and that will do it. The Rays get a run, but we're into the 9th inning, bottom of the 9th as it is. McDaniel still on the mound. Longoria, the hitter, with nobody out to lead off the 9th inning. But he strikes out as McDaniel has looked very good. Zobrist now the hitter with 2 outs. This one's lined down the line and left. That'll be a base hit, so a 2-out hope here for the home team as John Jaso represents the tying run. Jaso will hit this one past the second baseman. That's a base hit, so hold your horses, everybody. We got the winning run coming to the plate. Brad Hopp has a chance with 2 outs. The game on the bases. Let's see if McDaniel can get it done on the outside corner. He strikes him out looking. What a performance by McDaniel. He closes it out. And the Cardinals win game number 2, 3-1. Another wonderfully played game. It's been a very good series so far. Again, great defense and some great pitching, but this game belongs to the Cardinals. Ken Boyer went deep twice. He was 2 for 3. Curt Simmons, of course, pitched well. He had that no-hitter into the 6th inning. James Shields takes the loss, even though he didn't pitch very badly, struck out 6. And Lindy McDaniel with the save. He went 2 innings, closing things down in the 9th, just as the Rays made a rally late in the game. So the first 2 games in Florida, very, very competitive. They are split, making this series now into a best-of-5. But we move now to Sportsman's Park in the Midwest. It's going to be St. Louis as our setting. The home team now, the Cardinals, who will try to take advantage of their great fan base and their home field. It'll be Matt Garza up against Larry Jackson. An exciting game 3 coming your way. The first 2 games were excellent. Anticipate more of the same. So let's head out to Sportsman's Park for the Garza-Jackson matchup in a series that is all even after 2. Live now at Sportsman's Park. We got Carl Crawford up there in the top of the first inning. Crawford's going to line one into the corner and now turn on the speed for Crawford, who's very fast. He's looking at 3 bases. Crawford with a signature triple. He does that so well. He opens up the game in great fashion here for the Rays. But fails to score, and we're in the second inning now with John Jaso up there. Jaso goes up the middle. Nice scoop by the shortstop. Double play by St. Louis. A nice play there. Gramis starts off the twin killing 6-4-3. Jaso up now in the 4th inning. We're in a scoreless game. Yet another great pitching duel. This one's to first. White handles the play. This inning is over. And we're moving now to the bottom of the 4th. Ken Boyer facing Matt Garza. Boyer does it again, deep to left field, all the way to the wall, looking up, home run number 3 for Ken Boyer in this series. 1-0 Cardinals here at home. They jump out in front. Boyer's been red hot. We'll move to the 5th. Brignac now the hitter with the man on. That's to second base. Twin killing again. The great Cardinal defense showing itself here. Another twin killing, another pitcher's duel. Garza facing now Stan Musial with nobody out and 2 on. Musial in a big spot. And he goes deep to the corner in left field. 1 run in. Musial comes through with a 2-run triple. He beats the throw. Stan Musial not only showing great hustle for his age, but going the opposite way. Still getting it done, the Hall of Famer. It is 3-0 Cardinals. 4-0 now. We'll move to the 8th. Larry Jackson pitching a shutout. He's facing Ben Zobrist, who will line a single to center field with 2 outs. Runner's going to round third. Here comes the throw. Going to be late. The Rays do get on the board here. It is 3-1. Zobrist with the RBI. We'll move to the 9th inning, however. 2 outs. McDaniel back on the mound for the Cardinals facing Jaso. The final out of the game may be right here. This is lined, however, to center field, so the Rays stay alive for a little bit longer. 2 on, and Brignac up there. He's actually representing the tying run with 2 outs. But he strikes out, and St. Louis closes the door. They win game number 3, 4-1. Another great pitching effort here by the Cardinals, getting it done. Leading now this series, getting their nose in front 2-1. A wonderful outing by Larry Jackson. He went 8 innings, struck out 6, allowing only 1 earned run. Stan Musial with that 2-run triple was a big deal there, getting part of the 3 runs they scored in the 5th inning. And Bill White, 3 for 4 with an RBI for the Cardinals as well. Jackson gets the win. Garza was pretty decent at the start of the game, but ran into some trouble later. McDaniel, his 2nd save of the series. And the Cardinals come back home and get the job done. They win it. Moving ahead now 2-1 as we get ready for this series to continue in St. Louis. It's going to be game number 4, seeing if the Cardinals can really put the pressure on the Rays with another win, or will the Rays come back? I'm sure Joe Maddon will have them motivated to go ahead and win and tie this series. It's going to be Jeff Newman against Ernie Broglio in a fringe start matchup between 2 of the team's 3rd or 4th starters. But that's part of a 7-game series, getting performances from all levels of the team. So this will be another interesting one. The pitching has been great so far this series. We've had a good one. Let's head out for game 4, see if the Rays can rebound. It is Newman and Broglio out at Sportsman's Park for the 4th game. Base is loaded, top of the 1st inning. Longoria up there with nobody out. What a start for the Rays. And there's a ground ball to 3rd. This might be 2. That was started by Boyer. We'll move to the 4th. It's 1-0 Rays. Broglio in another jam as Matthew Joyce is at the plate with nobody out. Joyce will go into the hole. That'll get through. Run around in third. Here comes the throw. Going to be late. 2-0 Rays. And Hap up there with runners on the corners. Still one out. There's a shot deep to right field into the alley. That's going to get down. 1 run in. Oh, just into the outfield, but that'll hold the runner. 3-0 now Tampa. They've responded very well. And Ben Zobrist at the plate with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Zobrist goes deep to right. That's up against the wall. 2 runs are going to score. Make it 3 runs coming in. Ben Zobrist, a 3-run double. Opening this game wide open. It is 6-0 now Rays. 6-1. We'll move to the 7th. Zobrist back up there. He's facing Teffenauer. And he lines another one to center field. So Zobrist with a big afternoon. This one to the wall. Zobrist heading to third this time. He's going to make it with a triple. A leadoff triple for Ben Zobrist here in the 7th inning. Never hesitating. 7-1. Our game has moved ahead to the 8th inning. Brignac with the runner on second. 1 out. And he goes deep to left field. This one's up against the wall. Looking up. It is gone. Brignac with the 2-run home run. The Rays emphatically open up this ball game 9-1. On their way to tying this series. Here's the pitcher, Newman. He's going to get to bat for himself here. And Newman goes deep to left field. This ball to the wall. The pitcher gets into the act. How about that? Someone who doesn't have any at-bats goes deep there. And that'll tell you the type of afternoon we're seeing here in St. Louis. 10-1 our score. Bottom of the 9th inning. Alex Grammas at the plate against Newman, who's going to go all the way, it looks like, in this one. Ball hit right back to him. He'll make the play. Rays win. Rays win game number 4, 10-1. This series continues to go back and forth. We are now tied at 2 games apiece. And you see there what a game Newman had. Tip your hat to the right-hander. 9 innings pitched, 2 strikeouts, only 1 earned run, and he went deep as well with the bat. A solo home run. Brignac 2 for 3. He hit a homer as well with 2 RBIs. And Ben Zobrist, the big game, he had that 3-run double, 2 for 4. He also scored 2 runs, 10-1. Never in doubt. A 5-run 4th inning for Tampa Bay. Put this one away. Broglio had a rough outing. And it's one day to the other. These teams going back and forth. It just seems like it's anybody's series at this point. We're going to go back to the Aces, however, here as we get ready for game number 5, the final game in St. Louis. David Price back on the mound against Bob Gibson, a rematch of game 1. Should be exciting, and both teams need their aces to step it up as we get ready to end the games in St. Louis and head back to Tampa Bay here and see which team is going to get that crucial lead. Of course, St. Louis is going to want to at least have the edge as they go on the road. But let's see what happens here. We're moving along. Game number 5 of a great series here, this best of 7. And the Aces back at it. What a pitching matchup. David Price and Bob Gibson coming up. Game number 5 from St. Louis. So Kurt Flood here in the bottom of the 1st inning at the dish. Flood's going to hit this one to center field. That ball with some carry. It's going to get over the center fielder's head. Runner heading for third. He's going to try to score him. Flood has a triple. It is 1-0 Cardinals here in the very 1st inning of this ball game. Brignac up now. It's 2-0 our score. This ball's hit into the alley, deep to right field. This might tie the game up. It will. Home run, Brignac. Tying up this ball game with a home run with a man on. 396 feet to right field. This game is tied at 2. Grammas, the hitter with the man on. We're in the bottom of the 2nd, and Grammas is going to hit this one to center field. Another hard hit ball into the alley here at Sportsman's Park. We got runners on 2nd and 3rd. Nobody's out. So Price in a problem area here with the Cardinals bats. Here's Julian Javier. This is loaded. This one too short. That could be two. It will be, but the go-ahead run's going to score here. Sawatsky crosses the plate. It is 3-2. St. Louis here in the third inning. Melvin Upton, the hitter. And Upton's going to line one to center field with a man on. So we got runners first and second. Nobody out. Bob Gibson having a rough time of it here. Carl Crawford is the hitter. Strike out there for Crawford, so he goes down. Longoria, the hitter. He strikes out. Go to third. Double steal, but they do get the strikeout, so there's 2 outs here. And Matthew Joyce with a chance. But Joyce is struck out on a fastball on the outside corner, so Gibson picks it up here when he has to. The game remains 3-2. We move to the bottom of the fourth. Javier up there with a man on second base. Ground ball up the middle, through the hole. That'll get down. Run around in third. Here's the throw to the plate. St. Louis is going to go up 4-2 on the RBI single by Javier. We'll move to the fifth inning with Carl Crawford facing Bob Gibson. Gibson's already gotten the better of him so far, but this one sliced and fair down that left field line. A runner going to round third. He's going to score. The Rays cut the lead to 4-3 now. And we'll move to the sixth inning with the score 4-3. And at the plate, Matthew Joyce. The pitch by Gibson. This is inside. It's going to be ball 4. Now coming up there is John Jaso. This one's hit to short. Might be 2. Relay to first in time. Double play as the Cardinals play some leather there. And they keep their 1-run lead. We are in the 7th inning now. They're threatening to add some insurance. Bill White now facing Grant Balfour with the infield in. But there's a line drive over the shortstop's head. 1 run, and here comes another throw to the plate. It's going to be late. A 2-run single here by White. And it is 6-3. Cardinals, they move ahead in this ball game. 7-3. We move to the 9th. 2 outs with Cicote in the game, facing Ben Zobrist with 2 on. This is popped up. Should be playable. Should end the game. Coming on over there is the second baseman. Javier's got it. Cardinals win. They take game number 5, 7-3. Putting 3 runs on the board in the 7th to really build the cushion and the difference that they needed. Bob Gibson will get the win after 5 innings of work. He struck out 11 in that small amount of time. Kurt Flood 3 for 5 with an RBI and 2 runs scored. Reed Brignac with a nice home run there, a 2-run shot in the 2nd inning for Tampa Bay when it was a game, but eventually Gibson settled down and got the win, while Price will be tagged with the loss. So Price won game 1, couldn't come through here in game 5. And a huge win for the Cardinals as they go up 3-2 in this series, heading now to Tampa for Game 6 and maybe Game 7. The home team, the Rays, now are going to have to win 2 in a row at home and see if they can at least tie it and force a Game 7 here with Kurt Simmons facing Big James Shield. Big Game James coming in a definite spot. Game number 6 to try and keep the Rays alive in this series. It's been a good one. Back and forth we have gone, but we're coming to the climax here, and let's see if the Cardinals can close the door, see if they can get it done here in game number 6. We're back in Tampa Bay. It's all on the line as the Rays battle the Cardinals at the Trop. Brett Hopp at the plate here with runners on 2nd and 3rd in the 2nd inning. And strike out. 2-2 pitch. Pitcher's deal moves to the 5th inning where Carl Sawatsky is facing James Shields. And this ball's driven deep to center field. That's going to drop in there. Sawatsky on his way to 3rd base. A 1-out triple here in the 5th inning for the Cardinals. And now they'll have a chance to try to break this tie with Alex Grammas at the plate. The infield is in. Grammas off the inside out of the bat, drives it into the corner. That's going to score a run. Grammas is in at second. An RBI double. St. Louis will take the lead here 1-0 in this ball game. Alex Grammas comes through. We move to the bottom of the fifth with Ben Zobrist up at the plate. Zobrist is going to drop a single into right field with nobody out in the inning. John Jaso, the hitter, puts down a bunt here. He'll be made at first. Zobrist moves to second base. Now Zobrist on third base with 2 outs, and Matthew Joyce, the hitter. Joyce goes into the alley. That's going to drop in there for extra bases off the top of the wall. Joyce is going to be in at second with a double to tie this game at 1. A 2-out clutch hit by Joyce, getting the job done here. We'll move to the 8th. Grammas, the hitter here. Grammas will groove a single to center field. Julian Javier, the hitter. Javier puts down a bunt here. Play at first. Runner moves to second, so small ball by both teams is being showcased. Kurt Flood is the hitter now. Flood takes ball 4, so with a 1 out, the Cardinals are going to have runners on first and second for Stan Musial. And Joaquin Benoit is in to pitch. This is grounded to second. We got a double play. Musial hits into the 4-6-3. They barely get him at first base. We'll move to the 8th in this 1-1 tie. Joyce is the hitter. He's already driven in a run. And he takes ball 4. Craig Anderson on the hill for the Cardinals.
Strike 3.
There's a strikeout. Melvin Upton looks at strike 3. So with a 1 out, Joyce on first. Sean Rodriguez, the hitter. Rodriguez goes up the middle. That'll be a force out at second. They don't get the double play. And Carl Crawford up there with a man on second and 2 outs. Crawford goes to second base. Play is made, inning over. Our 1-1 game moves to the 9th. Another well-played game here. Ken Boyer, the hitter, against Rafael Soriano. This ball's driving in the center field, way back there, but a great catch by Upton. Showing his range, making a nice play for the out. Here's Bill White. White takes ball 4 with a 1 out. Joe Cunningham now at the plate. Cunningham will go too short. Relay around the horn. Double play. The Rays turn it, and we move to the bottom of the 9th. Runner on first for Reed Brignac as Lungi McDaniel's on the pitch. This ball is dropped into center field for a base hit. So first and second for the home team here. Nobody out in the 9th inning, and Ben Zobrist with a chance. Zobrist will pop this one up. That'll be playable. Infield fly is called. 1 out for John Jaso at the plate. Jaso is going to lift this one to left. On the run to make the play is going to be Musial, who makes a nice running catch. 2 outs now as Brad Happ is at the plate against Ray Sadecki. This is grounded into the hole. That ball gets through. The ball is bobbled in the outfield, and a walk-off single for the Rays. Longoria puts his hands up as he crosses the plate. Brad Happ with a walk-off RBI single into the left field outfield. Stan Musial could not pick up the ball cleanly to make a throw, and the Rays celebrate here as they win game number 6. Another outstanding pitching effort by both sides. 2-1 our final. Tampa Bay forces a game 7. Kurt Simmons for the Cardinals pitched well, as did James Shields. Alex Grammas had a double and an RBI, but in the end it was Happ who drives in the winning run as Longoria races around to end this game 2-1 in the bottom of the 9th inning. Another extremely close and exciting ball game forces this series to go. Where else would it go It's been so well played. It's going to go to a Game 7. And one game to decide it all as Larry Jackson will face Matt Garza at Tropicana Field. Game 7 between these two very competitive teams. It's been an outstanding series. Every game almost, other than maybe Game 4, has been a tight one. And everything now on the table. There's nothing like a Game 7, and we're going to get one here between these very good teams. So let's get right to it and not waste any more time. The 61 Cardinals and the 2010 Rays are going to decide everything in one game. It comes down to game number 7, heading out to Tropicana Field to decide the winner of this series. So here we go now, an early jam for the Rays as Alex Grammas is at the plate. Matt Garza in some trouble. Bases are loaded, only one out. Delivery, and Grammas is going to line this one to center field. It's a base hit. One run's going to score, so the Cardinals break the ice here. They get on top here in Game 7, 1-0. And with only one out, Julian Javier has a chance to add on to the lead. There's a ground ball to second base, out at second. No throw to first. That's going to score run number 2. So the Cardinals are up here early, 2-0. We'll move to the third inning. Garza in another jam. Joe Cunningham, the hitter, with 2 on. Cunningham goes into right field. That ball's going to get down. Runner around in third. He's going to beat the throw. 3-0. Cardinals on the Cunningham single. Garza not showing much of anything in this one. This inning continues as Carl Sawatsky now has a chance with 2 men on. He lines it just over the third baseman's head. That's into the corner. 2 more runs are going to score. It is all Cardinals. It's 5-0 St. Louis. They have put a hurting on the Rays and Matt Garza here in game number 7. We are all the way now to the 4th. Trying to make a comeback here on the Rays. Carl Crawford up with 2 men on. Crawford's going to take this to first. They get the man at second, so that's going to be the first out of this inning with runners now on the corners. Longoria with a chance. Longoria goes to center field. This has got some carry. It goes over the center fielder's head. 1 run in. Another man going to score. Longoria with a 2-run triple. And the Rays are back in this game 5-2. The young third baseman Slugger gets it done for the Rays on this play. We'll move to the 5th now. Still 5-2. Reed Brignac up there with a man on. There's ball 4. So the Rays starting the rally here in the 5th inning. 2nd and 3rd for Ben Zobrist, who's the hitter. Only 1 out. Zobrist will line this one into center field. Another run's going to score. So it is 5-3 now as Zobrist comes through with an RBI single up the middle. And Melvin Upton now the next hitter as the inning continues. This one's lifted to left. Coming on over to make the play. And the throw to the plate's going to be in time. A beautiful play by Stan Musial out there in left field. They tested his arm. And the veteran left fielder throws a bullet to get the runner. Musial with a great throw, and that conserves and keeps the lead at 5-3. We move to the 7th here. Craig Anderson pitching for the Cardinals. A 2-run game, and there's a walk here to lead off the 7th. So the tying run at the plate, and Brad Happ. Happ goes deep to left field. That one's all the way at the wall. If it's fair, it's gone. It is. Dramatic home run by Brad Happ just down the line. His body language made it stay fair, and we are tied at 5. What a comeback by the Rays. Happ with a 2-run homer here in Game 5 to bring it all even. And now it is the Rays with all the momentum. They've come back from a 5-0 lead, and now with 1 out, Melvin Upton at the plate. Jason Ray Sadecki. There's a man on first base. This one's going to go up the middle. There's a base hit. So 1st and 2nd now. The Rays continuing to grow here in confidence. And Carl Crawford with a chance now at the plate. Crawford takes it into the alley. This might clear him. Crawford is on his horse. He is heading to second, and 2 runs will score easily. Carl Crawford with a huge 2-run double. It is a 4-run 7th inning for Tampa Bay. They take the edge here in game number 7, 7-5. What a comeback by the Rays here in this ballgame. Sawatsky at the plate in the 8th inning now. This one is deep to right. Looking up. Goodbye, home run, Sawatsky. It's a 1-run game. The Cardinals will not give in. What a game 7 we got here for you. Both teams giving it their all. 7-6 our score. Wade Davis has come in now facing Alex Grammas. Nobody out in the inning. This one's hit into the hole at second base. The throw's made in time. Zobrist with a nice play. 2 outs now for Curt Flood. Flood is going to line a single here into... Did he catch it? No, it drops in front of the left fielder, so Flood is on base. Musial at the plate. 7-6 Rays in this one. Musial goes up the middle. That play is going to be made by Zobrist. He beats the man to the bag. Zobrist, a nice play unassisted. He beats Flood to second base, I should say, and the score remains 7-6 here. Bottom of the 8th. Al Cicote now facing Brignac. 2 outs. This is lined up the middle for a single. The Rays cannot score, and we are down now to the 9th inning. Rafael Soriano in the game, trying to win the series for the Rays. Ken Boyer and the Cardinals need 1 run to tie. See what they can do. Soriano delivers. There's a strikeout. Soriano gets him swinging. Boyer strikes out, and here's Bill White now with 1 out. And White comes through with a line drive the other way, a base hit for St. Louis, so they're not going to go quietly. White now on second base. He represents the tying run. Joe Cunningham, the hitter. 7-6 our score. This is grounded right to the second baseman. Zobrist makes the confident play. So this is where we're at. 2 outs. Pinch hitter coming in. It is going to be Don Tassig to face Rafael Soriano. The tying run here in Game 7 is at third base. 2 outs, 9th inning. Everything on the line. Here we go. Soriano, the 0-1 pitch. This is hit right back to him. He's got an easy play. That will finish it. The Rays celebrating on their home field. They get it done. They win Game 7, 7-6 with the tying run only 90 feet away. What a dramatic way to end this series, and it was heartbreak for the Cardinals. They led this game 5-0 early, and the Rays come all the way back to win it. Holy cow, what a Game 7. Sawatsky was 2 for 3 with a double and a homer and 3 RBIs for the losing team. Zobrist 3 for 5. He scored 2 runs. Larry Jackson was the starter for the Cardinals, but he wasn't able to go past the 6th inning when they ran into some trouble. Wade Davis actually gets the win. Anderson the loss, and Rafael Soriano, his 2nd save of the game, gets it done. The home run by Happ was crucial. And hats off to Tampa Bay and Joe Madden, who had his team fight back. They did not give up after the early deficit and pitched their way to holding the lead at 5. And then the bats came alive and allowed the Rays to win this game and, more importantly, of course, win the series. In 7 games, it was a good one, fans. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's quickly look at some of the numbers here for the Cardinals. You can see here, Bill White had 12 hits in the series. He hit .462, a great series for White. Cliff Floyd, also very good with 10 hits. We had Ken Boyer hit 3 home runs. I think all 3 of his homers were solo shots, but he did hit .320. Further down there, Stan Musial was at .154, a tough series for him at the plate, although he did have his moments in the outfield where he made some nice catches as well as some assists, including one in game number 7. The pitching, there you see it. The bullpen doing very well for the Cardinals. Lindy McDaniel especially, he did not allow a run. Some of the starters, you can see here, Kurt Simmons, very good. 14 innings, only a 1.26 ERA. Larry Jackson, excellent. And Bob Gibson in his 2 starts, a 3.86, but struck out 20 batters. Gibson did his job pretty well. For the Rays, Ben Zobrist, 345 with 5 RBIs and 10 hits. Looking at Brignac, 2 homers, 4 RBIs. We have Brad Happ with 4 RBIs and a big home run in Game 7. Longoria also went deep in Game 6. He hit 238, not that great for the series, but good enough. Soriano, 2 saves, did not allow a run. You can see here James Shields, 198 in his 2 starts, a very good performance. Wade Davis was crucial also as a setup man. Matt Garza, here you can say struggled, as did, in some senses, David Price with his 409. But it did not matter. The series was well played, back and forth, and it goes to the Rays. The MVP looks like they're going to give it to Ben Zobrist, who drove in 5, hit 345, and played some very good defense, especially in the later games where they had him at second base. So that's a wrap for Series 138. It was Tampa Bay who got the job done in Game 7. They lost Game 5, but came back to win both games at home, both by 1 run in the most dramatic way you can imagine. Wonderful series by 2 very similar competitive teams, but it is the Rays who get it done and win this series. On the Park Baseball 20 is our game engine. Hope you really enjoyed this one. A lot of our series are really going down to the wire. Doesn't matter who the teams are. It seems like we are going down to the dramatics of Game 7, and you can't ask for much more than that. So that's a wrap. Series 138 is over. Again, it's the 2010 Tampa Bay Rays defeating the 1961 St. Louis Cardinals 4-3. The Rays moving on and doing it in dramatic fashion. That's all for now, fans. Hope to see you again soon as we'll fire up Series 139 shortly.